In the last class, we discussed about feedback. We understood what is feedback and different nature, characteristics, principles of feedback. Also, we understood different types of feedback. You can remember all those points. It will help you in writing any of the question like principles, characteristics, types of feedback, elements of feedback. What are the points we are discussing? It can address many things. What is feedback? We can revise those points again. Any information, it is written helpful information or criticism that is given to someone to say what can be done to improve the performance of product. तमे देखिछ जेतेबेले तमे किसी गोटे ब्राउज करछ वेबसाइट किंबा सर्च करछ तम कंप्यूटर रे कि लैपटॉप रे तळे गोटे पॉपअप आसी जाय टेल समथिंग अबाउट दिस कंटेंट अबाउट दिस किंबा तमे जे कोन गोटे जिंस किणुछ गोटे मॉल को जाउछ किणुछ तबरे गोटे फीडबैक पचराछ दीज आर ऑल फीडबैक तम स्कूल ले देखिछ पिला माने जो टीचर स्टार दोजंती ग्रेड दोजंती A+ B+ ABC एमती लिखुचंती गुड वेरी गुड बेस्ट लिखुचंती those are feedback. These are different types of feedback, different forms of feedback. How it is given, it's different. We'll talk. Helpful information or criticism, it can be positive or negative, good or bad. That's what it says. Or criticism that is given to someone to say what can be done to improve the performance and product, etc. Suppose तमे गोटे काम करूछ तम गोटे काम दिया तमे हे कामटा को भल करि पारो खराब करि पारो किंतु तुमको गोटे फीडबैक दियाबो तापरे तुम कहबी कामटा केमिति कला सपोज तमे आउटे भल करता तुमको गोटे एग्जांपल दूची तुम गोटे मु काम कहली तमे जीव भुवनेश्वर एठी लोक को देखा करिवो ए जिंसटा आनिबो तापर घर को आसीबो घर को आसला पर तुम मते मीट कला मो कामटा करछ मु तुमको कोन फीडबैक देबी हां बढ़िया करछ या करथा तो नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम गले तमे पूरा दिन लागिला तमे एमि जाइथांत सेमि जाइथांत तुमको पॉजिटिव फीडबैक से देबी देन यू कैन सेव 2-3 आवर्स किंबा तुम यदि कामटा करिन आई कैन टेल यू दैट you have to apply your brain, you have to do this, you have to do that, so that you can complete the work. You don't need to go once again. These are all feedback. However, I am telling you, whenever I am telling you the feedback, I should be very clear. So whatever we discussed, the same points I am repeating. Suppose I am telling you that your transportation is not good. The way you went to bus रे जाइथिले एमती हेतांता ट्रेन रे जाइथिले आउर सेफ हेतांता टाइम किंबा बाइक रे जाइथिले आउर टाइम सेफ हेतांता if I'm telling the same thing in a very negative way or maybe not straight with you, you will not understand, you will not get the gist of it. I want to tell, okay, you have to go in this way so that you can save time. The same thing, I have to be very frank, open, and straight with you so that you can understand, you can do this always. But if I am not clear, if I'm telling the same thing in a different manner, not precise, or sugar coating, the same thing I discussed, so that you will not understand what I'm trying to tell. So that means feedback is clear. So any information, anything I am telling, it should be very clear. Few other things we discussed: timely feedback, tactful feedback, make clear what you are telling, and make that belief that whatever you are telling or to whom you are telling, you are working on the same objective, same team. Be specific and provide the context. I was telling to give the example and the exact context, what is done, what is not done. Be aware of imbalance in power. Like if you are telling your subordinate, your boss, your manager, your supervisor, then you have to be very careful what you are telling, to whom you are telling, how you are telling. So these are the tips or different strategy for giving different feedback different person. Most feedback are given when the between the co-worker in the organization. So your supervisor, your manager or your instructor is giving feedback to you. Whoever is senior, your parents are giving feedback to you. जोटा आम कहते कौन उपदेश. Then different characteristics of feedback. These also we discussed. These are the different nature and different elements or different concept behind the feedback, constructive feedback. Whenever you are giving a feedback to someone, you have to tell the solution around it. Suppose I am telling you, you went to Bhubaneswar, but you are taking all the time. You could have saved 3 hours or 4 hours. But I have to give a solution to how you can save out that 4 hours. Suppose you are going by bus, you are going by auto. I can give a solution. If you use this, if you use your bike, then you can save the time. So that means I am giving a solution. I am giving something which is helpful to you. That is constructive feedback. I am telling the negative things, but I am giving a solution so that you can learn from that, you can understand that. This is one example. Constructive feedback. Specific feedback. Feedback should be very specific. I'm telling you that you can save time. Instead of telling that, if I'm telling that you are wasting time or you have used 1 hour, 1 day completely, so that is not good. If I'm very specific that if you do this, you can save 2-3 hours time. That is specific feedback. You have to tell the person very clearly what exactly you are trying to tell. Measurable. Measurable means what? No. What I'm telling that 2 hours, 3 hours, or 1 day. So whatever you are telling, that should be in terms of units. If I'm telling you, you could have saved some time. What is that some time? If I'm giving an analysis, okay, then you will understand better. Then you will implement that. So that is measurable. So my feedback, my analysis, whatever I'm telling should be exactly with data so that you can validate, you can measure. Sensitive feedback. Sensitive feedback, whenever you are telling something negative, something, suppose I'm telling you that you have done this work, it's wrong. So I have to be careful how I am telling. I have to be mindful of that feedback when I am telling the negative feedback. How you will take that feedback. So that is sensitive feedback. Whenever I'm talking about any negative things, any sensitive thing, suppose you are doing too much of puja, prarthana, prayer. But I want to tell you that reduce that or do something, but that is sensitive to you. Suppose I'm telling you, don't do this, don't go to temple always. You may think bad or you may understand it negatively. So I have to be very careful how I'm telling. So I have to understand why you are going to temple, what is behind it. So I have to tell that, I have to talk in a different way. I have to make you understand that there is no point of going to temple every day. So if you understand all these aspects, then there will be a change. Then my feedback will be effective. So that is sensitivity. Balanced. Balanced in the sense when you are telling something, the other person should know the person's what you can do, what you cannot do. Suppose I'm telling you that you can save 3 hours if you use your bike, but you don't have a bike. You don't know how to ride a bike. That means there is no point of telling that. If I know you have a bike, you always go and roam around with the bike, then I can tell you. I should know your strength and weakness. That was written. So what you can do, what you cannot do. So if you really go by your bike, then you can save 3 hours. And you can use, I can calculate the petrol cost, all these things. So that is the balanced approach. Applicability. So once I tell the feedback, the person to whom I am telling should use that feedback, should apply that. So it should not be very random or should not be very ad hoc. So whenever I'm telling, can the student apply the feedback, I should understand if the feedback is meaningful or the person can apply, do this. It should be logical. There should not be any illogical things. I cannot tell something like, okay, if you use an helicopter, then you can do it in 1 hour. But you cannot apply that. You cannot bring a helicopter. You cannot do that. But if I tell that you can use your bike, that means it's meaningful. It is justifiable. Another characteristic is grade focus. This is what I was telling sometimes back last class. Grade, most of the time, most of the cases you have seen grade. A grade, B grade, C grade, and these are the range. Most, most of the time, the student doesn't know the range. So I was giving one example, scoring 89 and 90 are no different. The person scored 90 maybe in A grade and who scored 89 in B grade. So you look at in the top level, okay, this person is A grade, this person is B grade. But difference is just 1 mark. And not necessarily the person in B grade is bad than the person in A. So that scoring mechanism one should understand as a teacher, as a student, as a person. You should understand there are different mechanisms one can apply. These are the different characteristics of feedback system. So most of the times in question, you will find the element. What are the elements of feedback? Once you remember this,